Yeah, I know. You're probably looking at me like, why the hell is CK looking like any rapper from the early 2000s? Well, simple answer. My hair didn't get completely finished over the weekend. My hair is like half braided, half not, so I got a do-rag on. I'm covering it up. That doesn't matter. What matters is the New York Knicks have made their decision on what's going to be going on with our point guard. So maybe some of these names that you guys might be a fan of, and I might be a fan of, might not even be in the Knicks hemisphere of thoughts. Hemisphere, is that the right word? Atmosphere. Take any space word and throw it in there and it makes sense. Because about an hour from me filming this video, the NBA trades are open for every team. And according to the New York Knicks, they are looking to pick up their new point guard either by trade or by free agency, unless somebody like a Killian Hayes or LaMelo Ball falls to them at 8. Meaning that my hypothesis and my guesstimates that the Knicks would be trading up in this year's draft, it might be a little futile. I still believe that something might happen. I'm still believing that there might be a trade. If LaMelo falls out of that top 3, the Knicks might pull the trigger on something. But by the looks of it now, it's looking like the Knicks are staying pat at 8. So who do I think we're going to draft at 8? Who do I think we're drafting at 27? Who do I think we're drafting at 38? We will talk about that at the end of the video, but we need to talk about some other news. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Cruise Boy, CK2K here, and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys had a good weekend, but I need y'all to buckle up and get your stress pants on because this week is about to be hella crazy, hella stressful, hopefully very good for us. Hopefully this new front office and new coaching staff that we were so excited about a few months ago ends up panning out and being what we think they are. But we'll see here between now and December 1st. But guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like this video. Now we gotta talk about the news that came out yesterday, and basically it came from everybody's favorite, Mark Berman, who said this. According to sources, the Knicks will likely rely on either free agency, which opens Friday, 2 days after the draft, or the trade market, which opens Monday, to find their 2020-2021 starting point guard. Now, we also did see that Elfrid Payton's team option was not picked up, to the surprise of nobody. And then now, even Mark Berman, who continued to talk about in this article, says that Dennis Smith Jr. is probably going to be one of the main pieces, or not main piece, is going to be a piece to any trade that happens. So Dennis Smith Jr. is probably as good as gone if we are to make any kind of deal to bring in a point guard, whether it's a Russell Westbrook, whether it's a Chris Paul.
Nope.
Which leads to the question then, if this is the case, does that mean that the Knicks lost their attraction for any of the other point guards that are not named LaMelo Ball or Killian Hayes? Those being guys like Cole Anthony, Kira Lewis, Tyrese Halliburton, who the Knicks were rumored to be very high on. Like all those kind of point guards, did they lose their attraction to them? Do they possibly think that they're not the point guard of the future? That could be it. Could it also be that the Knicks are possibly just looking on to next year and the point guard draft that is next year, mainly Cade Cunningham? So are they thinking that maybe this year isn't the year to use any pieces or any valuable pieces to move up to get a point guard this year when we could be selling the whole team to try and get Cade Cunningham next year? There's so many rumors around that right now. That can't be for sure, but what could be for sure is it's looking like the Knicks probably won't be trading up in the draft this year. Still a Mark Berman post, so it's not officially official, but it's feeling pretty real because a lot of people are sticking to this one pretty strongly. Mark Berman did go on to talk about how he believes that a Knicks trade for Russell Westbrook is also the first piece to possibly getting Giannis Antetokounmpo to come over to the Knicks and free agency, which I'm not buying entirely too much. Like I said, I don't believe Giannis Antetokounmpo is leaving Milwaukee for anybody. I don't think Giannis Antetokounmpo is that kind of guy where he's going to team jump, but what do I know? Then when you go to the free agency wire, obviously the number one name is Fred VanVleet. There's also guys like Mike Conley. There's other names like that the Knicks could possibly take a gamble on at the point guard position in free agency. I don't know. I would just rather us get a point guard, but you know, if they don't feel good in trading up for a point guard, then cool. I understand that. We also have to think about the fact that if Killian Hayes does drop, because in a lot of mocks they do have him dropping pretty far. If Killian Hayes does drop to possibly be picked up by us, I would guarantee that unless the Detroit Pistons made some type of trade to get LaMelo Ball or something like that, they'll probably snag him up before we even get the chance to get Killian Hayes. So, and I don't think LaMelo Ball is dropping down to 8. I don't care what the rumors are saying. LaMelo Ball is going to be drafted in the top 3, if not number 1 overall. So, I don't know. What I also am having a hard time with, I don't understand where they fell out of love with a guy like Kira Lewis. I understand probably they're in the same mindset that maybe number 8 might be a little too high for Kira Lewis, because a lot of mocks have Kira Lewis, you know, past 10. And I can see that if that's the case. I don't know how I feel about moving forward with one of these point guards of free agency being our point guard of the future. But to be fair, they didn't say point guard of the future. It just said point guard of 2020, 2021. Would you like to see the Knicks do a trade for that? Or do you think we should try our luck on Fred VanVleet? And do you think Fred VanVleet is the point guard that the Knicks could use for the future? I'm not entirely sold on it, but a lot of people are really big that they think that Fred VanVleet would be the guy that could lead us long term. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But now for the end, I do want to talk about my picks in the draft, because obviously now, if this rumor is true, if we're not going to be settling on any point guard in this year's draft, that determines the fact that we might be going well with a forward. I want to talk about my favorites right now, knowing what we know at the 8th pick, 27th pick, and 38th pick, because like a lot of you guys have been asking me in the Discord. Matter of fact, link in the description below, on Twitter, everywhere where you guys talk to me. Instagram's another place where you guys ask me who are my favorites, who do I want in the draft. So I'm gonna talk about that now, especially knowing what we know. Now, obviously, I would still love to go after Kira Lewis at 8, but if we know that what they're saying is true and LaMelo Ball is off the board, Killian Hayes is off the board, then we're just going to go forward. I think that we should stay that route. And to be honest with you, I'm sitting at just like I was a few videos ago, I'm sitting at that fine line between Devin Vassell and Aaron Nesmith. Those are my two favorites. I know a lot of you guys are very high on Isaac Okoro. I do like Isaac Okoro, but right now, sitting at 8, my two favorites are either going to be Aaron Nesmith or Devin Vassell. One of these two I'm cool with at 8, 100%. Like I said, I want that two-way guy, Aaron Nesmith, not so much as on the defensive end, but also we can say the same about Vassell, who people are worried about his shot. He came out and said that his shot has not changed at all. He said that we don't need to worry about it. His shot is what his shot was. And if that's the case, then I think Devin Vassell still is the clear-cut 8th overall pick, in my opinion. A two-way guy. We need scoring. We need shooting. He can do that. He's a set shooter that can make those shots. And he's a defender. How are people having such a hard time seeing this? I understand people are upset because he might not be a superstar, but at the same time, we need role players, especially if we are going after, you know, free agents that are veteran based. We need a guy that can fit in that mold, a la Mikal Bridges. That's why I really love Mikal Bridges. Maybe not for us and in that draft when we got Kevin Knox, but Mikal Bridges fits for that team if they continue to put veterans around like the Kelly Oubre's and stuff like that. Mikal Bridges fits the role that makes sense for that team. Oh, you know, and who else? Tyrese Maxey. I love Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is probably one of my favorite people in this draft. I'm just not sure if 8's a good slot for him, but okay, I can't make a decision. So I'm going to make this difficult. I'm sorry if it's not the answer you want, but at 8, I would be perfectly happy if we get Devin Vassell, Aaron Nesmith, or Tyrese Maxey. Those are my three favorites at the 8th overall pick. You guys pick and choose which one you want. Those are the 3 I'm looking at. 8, 27. This one's going to be a gamble because I do believe Jalen Smith has an opportunity to drop to 27, but I also believe that he can probably get picked sooner. So this one is another one where I got to put a meter because this draft is going to be so all over the place. I'm putting a meter on 3 for 27 for me as well. And the 27 for me is I'm loving Tyler Bay, Jalen Smith, or my boy Tyrell Terry. One of those 3 players at 27. If they make it to 27, those are the guys I'm looking at. Honorable mentions like Isaiah Stewart. Talked about that yesterday, but I think Isaiah Stewart has the potential to make it to the second round. I don't know if he'll make it to 38, but he has the potential to make it to the second round. Maybe we can make a trade to jump up and probably pick up an Isaiah Stewart. I like him a lot too. But yeah, those are my 3 for 27, somewhere around those range for 27. And for that 38th pick, this one is big for me because if we're not able to get Jalen Smith with 27, then I want a big here because I really would like a young big that can either play along with Mitchell Robinson or can sub in for Mitchell Robinson. So it all depends on what happens at 27 because I gave you options at 27, I gave you options at 8. So I'm gonna do the same thing here for 38. I'm really leaning towards the Dukies. I like Cassius Stanley a lot. I've been a Cassius Stanley fan for a while. My brother came on here and he spoke highly on Cassius Stanley, Vernon Carey, or if he drops, Isaiah Stewart. I do believe Isaiah Stewart has the potential to fall down because if you look at the teams that are ahead of him, there might be teams that might not want to pick up Isaiah Stewart because they might not need him there. A lot of other teams are looking at like guys like Daniel Otoro, who I do like too, but if I had to choose between the two, I like Isaiah Stewart a lot. So for me, the 38th pick, if any of these guys are available, I'm looking at the 2 Dukies, Cassius Stanley, Vernon Carey, or Isaiah Stewart. We're getting possible gems in any 3 of these guys at 38. Let's be real. Years ago, if you looked at the lottery and looked at who are supposed to be the top players in this year's draft, all 3 of these names are in the top 15. So if we're able to snag one of you guys in the second round, to me, that's a win. I understand, you know, that there's other guys, because people will think at the 38 pick, you just want to get shooting. So people are excited about guys like Peyton Pritchard or what's his name, Malachi Flynn. Like, people are looking at those guys in the second round. And personally, I'd be completely cool with picking those. But at the same time, I do also want Mitchell Robinson potential that we can steal in the second round. And I feel like one of those three guys fits that bar. But let me know what you guys thinking in the comments below. Do you agree with my picks? I know I didn't give you a solidified 8, 27, and 38, but I did give you ballparks, because let me be real with you. This year's draft is not like other drafts. But the point of the matter is, there's no clear-cut 1 pick, 2 pick, 3 pick, 4 pick, 5 pick, 6 pick. You guys get the picture. Also, guys, say hi to my Xbox. She wanted to join the video today. But let me know your thoughts on everything I said in this video in the comments below. A lot going on. Much love to you guys. I know I didn't get to comment to video this video, and I do truly apologize, but there's just a lot going on. I'm trying to get everything ready for the draft on Wednesday. Be there, live stream on Wednesday. Myself and some homies that you guys remember, if you guys are real subscribers and real viewers of the channel, we got some names that are gonna be there for the draft. Call-ins in Discord, you know the deal. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's me, your boy CK. Catch you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification button. Don't forget to like this video. Let's get it. See you on the next one. And hopefully my hair will be done. All right, y'all. Much love. See you in the next one. Let the games begin.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all on